Welcome to Real Bass Lessons. Today I'm going to teach you a bass line to a jazz blues in B flat. Now I'm not going to teach you concept, or I'm not going to teach you, sort of patterns. I'm going to teach you a bona fide bass line. This one I'm working from this book today, and this bass line is in the style of Paul Chambers. Now, some people don't understand that about jazz. Just like any other music, if you learn a bass line, an iconic bass line from a great player, it becomes material that you can use forever. Some people think that's cheating. They go, well, Jim, I have to learn to improvise and I have to be free to do this and that. Well, you don't have to do any of that. You can just copy a great bass line and it sounds great. And quite frankly, if you get yourself a 12-bar blues bass line that sounds good, you'll love it and everyone else will too. It'll make the band actually play better. If you think that's too fake, well, you just haven't listened to enough of the great bass players. They all stole each other's lines, and they all had the same patterns, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16-bar patterns that they played over songs. So I'm going to teach you a bass line that needs to become an old friend of yours, and you can just pull it out and play it anytime you want, okay? Let me play it for you once, and then we'll slow it down. I'll talk it for you. Here you go. Here's the bass line. I've got accompaniment too. 3, 4. Cool. I think that's a great sounding line. It may be challenging for you because it moves up and down the neck, but that's all right. You can do it. Let's just learn it one measure at a time. Here's the first bar. Going to the next measure. And I recommend you copy my fingerings. Again, a 3, a 4. Again. Cool, you probably got it by now. Now the challenge is by the time we get halfway into the piece, you might forget some of those early ones. That's all right. You're going to have this video. You can just do it over and over and over and learn it. By the way, I had a guy say once, just not long ago, I said, Jim, I actually had this, it was cool, but I had to stop the video and work out the parts. Sort of like that was a bad thing. Folks, I don't know any other way to do it. It's how I've had to do it. Okay? Good. First measure again. Play with me. 2, 3, 4. Second measure. Second measure again. Let's loop it in time. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. First two measures. We'll loop them. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Got it? Congratulations. You got 2 measures of Paul Chambers' walking bass line. Fired up. Let me tell you a little story which I think is apropos here. When I first started wanting to learn to play like Paul Chambers a long time ago, that'd be about 1979, I think. I was working really, really hard, and it took me forever, it seemed like, to get this first 12 bars that I wanted to learn. And I was excited because I could play it, but I was sort of depressed because it took so long. And I said to my wife, my God, this is cool, but I spent like 25 hours learning that 12 bars. How depressing. She said, well, just think about where you'll be after 100 hours. And I went, hey, hate it when my wife's right, But folks, 2 measures, you can get 4, you can get 6, 8, 10, 12. Shoot, we can get this whole thing. Let's do those first 2 measures again. A 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Good. Measure 3. 3, 4. Again. Again. 2 again. 2 again. Good. Let's put measure 2 and 3 together. 3, 4. Again. Again. Measure 1, 2, and 3. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God, I love it. Again, 2, 3, 4. You try it and I'll comp little chords for you. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Let's look at the fourth measure. We would just come from here. Here's the fourth measure. Sure. So measure 3 and 4. Cool, let's loop that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Good, now let's do measure 1 through 4. We'll loop it a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was just thinking after I got about the third measure, I thought, that's a big mouthful, huh? Some of you have great ears and you'll pick it right up. Some of you don't have great ears. Guess what? Practice it more and you'll pick it right up. That's the coolest thing about really serious study. Nobody cares how hard or easy it is for you. All they care is when they hear it, does it sound good? And if you have to work harder than the next guy, so be it. I always considered that an asset because I knew I could outwork people. I just wasn't that talented. Let's try it again. Loop it a few times and keep playing with me. And you have to learn it on the fly. You're not going to learn perfectly one note at a time. You'll start to hear it and you'll get some of the notes and then you'll start to zero them in. So let's play it a few times here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. 4. Cool. You might have it, might not. Let's go on. Second line, I always think of a blues as 4 bars, 4 bars, and 4 bars. Beginning of the second 4 bars, watch this. So we came from measure 4 over and over. Sorry, that'd be measure 5, wouldn't it? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Sure, I think you got that. Next measure. 2, measure 5 and 6 together. 3, 4. 4. 3, 4. Next measure. 3, 4. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Cool. Now that next measure goes. 2/8 notes. Da 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 da. Next measure. That one here. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Let's put those last two measures together. 3, 4. Oh, I like it. 3, 4. Sorry, I kind of screwed it up. By the way, you got to stay with me here. Be paying attention. Be watching. Be playing with me. 2, 3, 4. There it is. 3, 4. 3, 4. Cool. Here's this entire second line. Starts on the C flat. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh man, is that cool? Let's do it again. 4 measures. 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. And then the last line. Last 4 measures. That's the first measure. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2. I screwed that up there. Sorry. 3, 4. There it is. 2 again. 2, 3, 4. Next measure. Not hard. 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Let's put these two measures together. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4. 3, 4. 3, 4. Next measure. Again. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. We're at the very last measure now. Back to that last measure. 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Last 2 measures. 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. Again. 3, 4. Cool. Now you probably forgot a bunch of the stuff earlier. At least I always do. But if I start to do it over and over and over, I'll remember them. They'll fall in there. So let's do that. I'm going to put my little play along on here and let's just play. Jump in with me. And when you miss a note or two, that's all right. Stay with me. Stay with me, okay? By the way, this is exactly how I work and teach my students. A lot of ear in our playing, and it works great. Here we go. Get ready now. Good. Let's stop. I know I said we're going to go around and around, but how'd you do? Did you remember any of it? If we do it enough, you will remember it. I promise. Now, I encourage you. Don't slow it down. Don't count it or try to write the notes out. No, just listen and play. Listen and play. Loop it over and over. Don't you imagine? By the way, that's only 12 bars and 4 notes in each bar. There's 2 places as eighth notes, but basically quarter notes. So 4 times 12, what is that? Is that 48 notes? My goodness, I'll bet you can learn to memorize 48 notes. By the way, if you don't think you can, you can't. You're right, you know. Some people say, Jim, I can't learn that 12 bars in a short amount of time. Well, then you won't. But we can just repeat it and learn it. I know again. Let's do it again. Here we go. Do it again. Nice. Woo! Now guess what? After we're done here, just take this little video, make a mark where I stop talking, and we just do that play along and just loop it over and over and over and over and over. That's the way you need to do it. I hope you've enjoyed this. Also, too, how valuable to have one phrase of Paul Chambers as an old friend of yours. You can just play it over and over. I recommend you do it. You'll love it. Play it for all your friends. Have fun. Fire it up.